Hello Year 4, welcome back to day 3. So let's go through the answers from yesterday first of all. Okay, so question number 1, okay, pause the video if you need to and then mark those at home. Question number 2, you were comparing, okay, so what you had to do was work out the equivalent fractions first, okay, and then you could compare them. So for A, 2/5 was smaller than 3/6. B, 4/10 was bigger than 2/7. C, 3/4 was also bigger than 1/6. And D, 2/3 is bigger than 5/8. Question number 3, Laura said that she knew that 3/4 is equivalent to 3/8 because the numerators are the same. Is Laura correct? Explain why. Okay, hopefully you notice that Laura is not correct. Okay, the denominators have to be the same to compare, not the numerators. Okay, so 3/4 is actually equivalent to 6/8. Okay, and 6/8 is bigger than 3/8. Question number 4. Explain how the diagram shows both 2/3 and 4/6. Okay, the diagram here has been split into 6 boxes with 4 shaded, which shows 4/6. Okay, and also there are 3 columns with 2 columns shaded, okay, which is 2/3. Okay, which shows me that 2/3 is equivalent to 4/6. Question number 5, always, sometimes, or never. If a fraction is equivalent to 1/2, the denominator is double the numerator. Okay, and you had to prove it. This is always true, okay, and I've proved that, okay, by showing some fractions that are equivalent to 1/2, and the denominator is always double the numerator. Hopefully, you then went on to find any other relationships between numerators and denominators for other equivalent fractions. Okay, so today we're going to be recapping and applying our knowledge of simplifying fractions. So sometimes we might be given a fraction similar to this, so 16/24. And we would need to reduce this fraction to the simplest form so that we can work with it a little bit easier by finding a smaller equivalent fraction. Okay, so to find an equivalent fraction which uses the smallest numbers possible, we do this by dividing and trying to find the highest common factors, okay, for both the numerator and the denominator. Remembering that a factor is a number that divides into another number exactly. Okay, so looking at this example here, to start off simplifying this fraction, okay, I need to look at the numerator, which is 16, and the denominator, which is 24. I then need to use my times table knowledge. Okay, if you're feeling confident with your times table knowledge, okay, obviously you'll be able to do this mentally. However, if you're not feeling overly secure with them, okay, it would be useful to have a times table grid, okay, one similar to this or one similar to the one in the back of your homework diary, okay. If you don't have access to your homework diary, you can find a times table grid very quickly just by Googling one. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is have a look through my times tables and find any factors of 16 and 24. Okay, so I'm going to go through and see if in any of the times tables, okay, they contain both 16 and 24. Okay, so I'm going to go through. Straight away, I can notice that 2 is a factor of 16 and 24. Okay, but 2 is quite a low number. Okay, so I'm going to carry on looking because I might be able to find a higher common factor. Okay, so I'm going to continue looking through. Also in the 4 times table, okay, once again 4 obviously is higher than 2 but still not particularly high, so I'm going to continue looking through. And 8 times table, okay, because 3 times 8 is 24 and 2 times 8 is 16. Okay, so my highest common factor is 8. Okay, so to simplify this fraction, what I would do is divide both the numerator and the denominator by 8. Okay, so 16 divided by 8 is 2. And 24 divided by 8 is 3. Okay, so 2/3 is equivalent to 16 24ths. Okay, but this is now a simplified fraction. Okay, let's do one more together before I get you to practice at home. So this fraction, I've got 24 as my numerator and 40 as my denominator, and I'm going to have a go at simplifying this fraction. Okay, so using my times table knowledge, okay, I know that 24 and 40 are both in the 4 times table. Okay, so I might think, right, that's my highest common factor. So I'm going to divide them both by 4. Okay, 24 divided by 4 is 6. And 40 divided by 4 is 10. Then I'm left with a fraction, 6/10. Okay, which isn't particularly low. It's still got quite high numbers. Okay, which shows me that actually maybe 4 isn't my highest common factor. Okay, if I then refer back to my times table grid, okay, actually timesing by 8, or 8 is the highest common factor, okay, but that doesn't mean that what I've done here is wrong, okay, just means that I need to simplify this fraction again. Okay, so I'm just going to follow the same process. Okay, so I'm going to look at the numerator 6, denominator 10. Okay, I need to find the highest common factor of 6 and 10. Okay, which for this will be 2. So I'm going to divide them both by 2. Okay, 6 divided by 2 is 3. 5 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, give me the answer of 3/5. If at the beginning with 24 over 40, okay, if I had used the highest common factor of 8 straight away, I would still end up with this same answer. 24 divided by 8 is 3, 40 divided by 8 is 5. Okay, so you can see here how I've managed to simplify the fraction, but just in 2 different ways. Done 2 steps here and 1 step here. Right, now let's practice. Okay, so I've given you 2 fractions, 48 over 60 and 21 over 63. I'd like you to pause the video and have a go at simplifying these fractions, and then I'll go through them. Excellent, right, let's have a look. So first of all, I need to look for my highest common factor for 48 and 60. Okay, highest common factor is 12, so I'm going to divide both of these by 12. 48 divided by 12 is 4, and 60 divided by 12 is 5. So hopefully you got the simplified fraction of 4/5. Highest common factor for 21 and 63 is 7. So I'm going to divide my numerator and my denominator by 7. 21 divided by 7 is 3, and 63 divided by 7 is 9. Okay, then I'm left with 3/9. Once again, I noticed that actually I can divide both of these by 3. Okay, so I'm just going to do one more step. Okay, so 3 divided by 3 is 1. And 9 divided by 3 is 3, giving me the answer of 1/3. Okay, so this one just needed to do 2 steps. Okay, so that's why it's always really important once you have simplified the fraction, just to have another quick check. Okay, can you find any other highest common factors? Right, now it's going to have a look at a very quick problem. Okay, a reasoning task. So you are asked which is the odd one out, and you are given 4 different pictures here. Okay, so I'm going to start off just by looking at what the fractions are that they are representing. Okay, so here I've got 5/10. Here I've got a half. Here I've got, what's this? 6/12. and 3/5. Okay, so we're going to have a look. Can I simplify any of these fractions? Okay, so 5/10. Okay, I know that I can divide both of these by 5, giving me a half. Okay, half, can't simplify anymore. And 6/12 I can simplify because I can divide them both by 6, leaving me with a half. 3/5, okay, I can't simplify. Okay, so which is the odd one out? Explain why. Okay, so 3/5 is the odd one out because all of the others are equivalent to a half. Equivalent to a half. Okay, so I've explained that by using some reasoning there. Right, now it is your turn at home. So, giving you 4 questions today. First one, simplify the fractions, and then the others are some more kind of worded reasoning problems. Good luck and check back tomorrow for the answers. Should you wish to complete some mental maths today, please continue watching the video for the questions. You will need to look carefully at the calculations and decide whether to use a mental or written method. Remember to set yourself a timer for 5 minutes and to pause the video. Good luck! Now you have finished, continue watching for the answers.